How y'all doing? What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? If you're just jumping on, make sure you hit that comment section. Let me know you're hearing the audio okay. Say hello. Coming live from the Murphy compound. What's up? What's up, Willie? See you jumping on. Willie, you first tonight, man. You've been first a lot, man. You gonna be first on race night. Come on now. Talk to me. If you are jumping on just now, make sure you're sharing this to your actual pages. If one of you will go share this to the Racers group, I'm sure Dan and Quinn will be on here momentarily. Make sure, Dan, please share that to the 252 group. What's up, Willie? Willie, you're my person tonight to make sure this feed's coming through good, man. We're just gonna do a little talking about this secret list right here. I ain't gonna show you. Secret list of round 2 drafts. What's up, Mandy? Sid, Mandy. How you doing tonight? All my racers look like they're starting to jump on here. Been having a good old time in our messenger group. As promised, I said I'd come live the first Thursday of the month of February. Probably gonna start bumping these things up a little bit more throughout this year. But doing exactly what we say we're gonna do. Good deal, Willie. I appreciate that. We're going to talk about just a few things. Once again, we're going to touch on the dates again. Also, we're going to talk about round 2 drafts. We about got this list filled up. It's imperative to get this list filled up, and we're getting mighty close. I think we're about one shy of doing what we need to do, and I really believe that's going to come on through here soon. So, Dan O'Quinn's been working hard the last week or so to touch base with the rest of our racers that said they're coming on board. So, and we're working on a process to get them in. And so I'll jump into that in just a minute. So once again, I'll give you guys another minute or so to share this with your friends. Share this with some of your crews that's going to be helping you this year with the Ten5 Madness series. And just go from there. So, Willie, it is almost time for a good time. I'm looking forward to our preseason meeting, man. I may be sharing some information about that soon. Once we get this list solidified, get this completely locked in, I'm going to be pushing you guys to try to go ahead, possibly go ahead. Dan Quinn is working hard, man. I talked to him, he's working at the Walmarts a lot. So it's hard to find time. I got to call his secretary and schedule a meeting with him every so often, man. So it's real hard to get up with him, but he has been working behind the scenes to get up with these guys and get them committed to coming on board with us. Like I said, I ain't keeping up with time tonight. But I ain't going to keep you guys too long, but I am going to talk to you about a few things. Once again, most of you guys know the racers that are coming in. You see Steve Brinkley on here tonight. Willie Toller, his son Blake Toller is going to be running the Dirty Duck. Willie, I said Dirty Duck tonight, man. I didn't say Ugly Duck for once. So, I should get like a cookie or something next time you see me, man. I got it right. So, and Mr. Steve, please tell Miss Michelle we said hello too. I hadn't spoken to her in a while. Always good seeing you guys at the track. I will touch a little bit on sponsors tonight. But like I said, my main topic of the night, we're going to talk about a round 2 draft. So, I'm giving you guys a few minutes to get on here. I see you got like 13 or so on here. If you will go share this, it will be appreciated. So, we're going to jump right into it, guys. Everybody had until, we put out an initial deal. I want to go all the way back to like October, but I'm not going to keep you guys that long. Last October, we really started pushing this deal about an idea for a 28 tire style shootout and a way to make it happen if you're new here. Where it could be done on Thursday nights and include a lot of people, but at the same time, not pick favorites. So the way we've done this deal is we've come up with an 8-car shootout deal. Hey, I can't tell you what you can and can't give away, Richard. I'm sure these guys will be glad to accept a free nitrous spot. Is it going to be full? They want to know, is it going to be full? That's the real question. But yeah, I'm sure they'd be glad to take a bottle off your hands, man. We could definitely talk more about that. Rich with On-Site Landscaping Supply, them guys are coming on board as sponsors this year. They come on last year with Ten5 Life, and they were a big help helping us get to events, and they're coming on this year to sponsor this program. It means a lot to have people on board believing in us. We're still reaching out to sponsors. It's going to take a lot more sponsors to pull this off this year. Dan and I are just blue collar workers. I mean, hell, I just got off work a little while ago. Come in about long enough to get this going. So last time I talked to Dan, he was on the way home from work. So we're blue collar workers, and we're trying to put together a series, volunteer some time to put together a series for guys to come and race at. So with that said, I want to just jump into this, what we're talking about doing. But long story short, for those who may just be tuning into this, somebody may share this to you new. We put together this series. We developed a way to have 8 guys come and race on a Thursday night. And we had to figure out a way to choose those 8 people so the same 8 people aren't racing over and over. That's not fair. It excludes a lot of people. So we come up with a chip draw program to where we could get, we come up with the number 32. We're going to allow 32 people in this deal and split it up to where it's 8 cars at a time. So the way the deal works is we ended up with a list of 32 initially, and we contacted them, said they had a certain time to get locked in. They had to pay $200 for the beginning of the series. In the end of the year, we're planning on having a big shootout, and they'll pay some money to get into that too. But they had to pay at least the $200 at the beginning of the series, and that's 100% payback to the purses. So they had to pay in at least $100 of that by February 1st. Well, we come up short. We come up short on that. Some of the guys, initially, they jumped in, they changed their mind. They wasn't sure if they wanted to go radial or what they had going on, or if their cars will be done. We do hope they can get their cars done, because I'm hoping maybe down the road there'll be some other races along the same rule set as this. Dan and I are focusing on our series. We don't know what other events we may help with, but we're focusing on our series. But hopefully any guys who didn't get their cars done in time, that maybe they can come out later on this year, Fun and Grudge, do some stuff with us. We'll be running these races on test and tune nights. Our series will just be the nights we've been allocated. That'll be the main event of the night, but other testing and tuning will be going on as well. But we got this figured out to where we could do 8 cars. We ended up doing a list of 32, and like I said, we fell short. As of right now, as it stands, we need 4 more to make the 32, and we need 4 alternates. And like I said, these racers in the 32, they had to pay $200 by March 1st. The original ones, guys, had to pay $100 in by February 1st. And like I said, most of the guys paid in. Like I said, we fell short by 4. Some of our alternates we had before, they moved up, so they helped fill the 32 slots. And right now we got 4 more slots that we got to fill in that. And it's imperative that we get 4 alternates, because the way this deal is going to work is we'll have the 32 that'll be split up in pairs of 8, and we'll have 4 alternates that are split up as well. So the way the deal will work is they'll draw chips 1 through 8, and we'll have 2 different chip bags for the 1 through 4 and the 5 through 8. So these races will be able to race twice a year through 2 different races, and it may not be that they have the same racers in either one. But the alternates will be paying $100 for the whole year, and the alternates will draw a chip, and it'll tell what night they're supposed to come out with the other 8 racers. They will make a shakedown at 6:45 with the other racers. And if one of them breaks and can't get into the chip draw, the alternate automatically goes to their spot. So it's a good deal for the alternates. Will they be locked into the race automatically like the other 8 guys? No. But they're only paying $100 where the other guys are paying $200. They'll come out and make a shakedown with the other 8 racers at 6:45 on the night they're supposed to be there. If one of those 8 guys breaks and can't make the chip draw at 7:45, the alternate falls into their spot. So they're racing for $1,600, just like the other guys. That's our goal, for $1,600 with the right amount of sponsors. Hey, sponsors, we need you to come on board. on that Thursday night. So the alternates will get 2 shots at a race, just like the other guys. They'll come out, make a shakedown at 6:45, just like the rest of the guys. If everybody from the original 8 is good to go, they'll come up for chip draw at 7:45. We'll do the 8, and the alternates testing and tuning the rest of the night. If for some reason the alternate doesn't get to race in either of their races that they run in the first half of the year, or they're supposed to be at the second half of the year, their $100 will be put towards the finale race that we're going to do. That'll have a buy-in. Whatever that buy-in is, that $100 will go towards that. So, but for the rest of the guys, whenever the 32 that lock in, that $200 is going to 2 races, and it'll be 100% payback. So if you make it your race, you're running for that night, that's what you're running for. To get to how this deal works, like I said, we have 4 more that we need to fill in the 32, and we have 4 alternates. Right now, we've got a list. We had a standby list of guys on the waiting list that wanted to get in, even before our alternates moved up. So after February 1st, this opened up to where we're going to our waiting list. Right now, I'm going to name these names. Right now on this waiting list, we got David Braxton, we got Keith Mills, we got David Banks, Rick Bostic, Lance Abbott, Robert Farrell, Henry Dell, and James Williams. Now, everybody but James Williams is already committed. They said they're in. So the way this deal works is everybody that's on here, as of right now, if James goes ahead and commits, they will get a spot into this series. Even if you are an alternate and you just come out on your night to make your shakedown, if you make the shakedown, you take the beans that night, you are qualified to run in the end of the year finale. So it's a good deal for everybody to be part of this series. Like I said, we're going to try to get hopefully we can get some other things going on. But as of right now, we got to fill those 8 spots for this to work. We want to have cars going down side by side at our events. So like I said, we got the 8. We're planning to have an alternate there as a standby because things happen. Somebody might have something happen that night where they can't even get to the track. Well, if that alternate's there, he's automatically in. He's in. So I see it as a good deal. The way this is working out. What's up, Matthew? Yeah, I appreciate you reaching out to me too, and I know you said something about running radio. So we are not allowing radios this year. This series, a blue collar series, is 28 10-5s, no W's. We got some guys going to run 26s. I'll shout out Michael Hill. Michael Hill said he's going to run 26s. He's doing that on no prep. He's got that car dialed in. I can't blame him. If he wants to come out here on a smaller tire and run that, so be it. I'm not going to knock him. But as of right now, we got those names listed, and we're planning on doing that drawing live next Thursday. I got to get Dan off work in time to do this. We're planning on doing it live, and we plan on doing it through random.org. And that's the only fair way I know to do it. I can't just go through this list and pick and choose what guys are going to go into the main 32 and which guys are going to be alternates. But in a way, they'll still be involved. And like I said, if someone doesn't show up that night, someone blows their motor or does something where they can't make it after their shakedown, then that alternate is automatically into the chip draw. It's just the way it's going to be. But the way we're going to do this second round draft for these names is we're going to do it through random.org. Dan's got the process down pat for how he'll set it up with the 1 through 8s. And he'll run the random.org a couple of times just to make sure it's clear. And as we draw them, the first 4 spots will get the 4 remaining spots. The last 4 spots will get the alternate spots. That's the only fair way we know how to do this. We are keeping this straight up. Ask any of the racers in this series. We've been as transparent as we know how to be. We're being as straight up as we know how to be. We're trying to do it just like if we were one of the racers in the series, because hopefully one day Dan and I will have a ride going, and we might actually be out there racing with you guys. It will be fun, at least for one event. So that's what we got going on right now. Like I said, I'll go over those names again. David Braxton, Keith Mills, David Banks, Rick Bostic, Lance Abbott, Robert Farrell, Henry Dell, and James Williams is getting back to me. So all them other guys other than James, they've already committed, said they're in. We just got to go through this process. We're planning to do that next Thursday, roughly around 7 p.m. I'll get with Dan to confirm that availability, and we'll plan on doing it through random.org, and just letting that system place these guys in our series. This is a brand new series. We don't have no blueprint for it. We took some ideas, we got some feedback for it, and we're going forward and saying some prayers and implementing it. So we're really looking forward to getting this completely locked in, getting these guys lock-in money paid in, and moving forward with our preseason meeting. That'll be on March 1st. Once I get this done, I may disclose that to some other folks who are fans. Me and Dan are still speaking about that. But definitely the sponsors will be including you into that meeting, and all your racers. Most of you already know where it's at. Once they get on this list, I'll be adding them into our messenger group so they can keep up with stuff and go from there. As of right now, our first race is scheduled for April the 3rd. The full schedule can be found on our Facebook page. I do plan on, as of next week, planning on having a call-in or message line where if people who are not on the internet, they can call and get a weekly update through a voicemail. Used to, when I was growing up, we called the Kinston Dragstrip to see if they were running, and we got the voicemail and it would give us an update for that week. So planning on having that service as well for anyone who may not be on the internet, so they can keep updated of what's going on as well. So look for that in the next week or so. If you have friends who are on the internet, maybe they're old school, they can at least call that number and get a voicemail update from Dan or myself about what's going on, where they can find out more about the series and the latest updates on winners, or if we've had to reschedule the event due to rain delay or something. So that's pretty much that. What I want to touch on real quick, as far as the sponsors, we do still have some sponsor openings. Trying to check something real quick, guys. So we do still have some sponsor openings. As of right now, as you can see up here in the top corner, we've got On-Site. These are On-Site's planning on being one of our title sponsors. Everyone you see up here on this little logo, that will be our title sponsors for each race. So in the top left-hand corner, obviously April 3rd, April 17th, just below that, right on through our schedule. These are the title sponsors. We will have a championship sponsor. As you can see, to be announced, we do have a finale sponsor that's already committed. He will be paying the sponsorship for the finale. And this is the decal that I'm planning on having made for our racers to run on their car. So if you're a title sponsor, planning on having you guys on the car, the championship sponsor, and the finale sponsor. And of course, KDS is working with us to help put on this series. They're offering us the facility, and Dan and I are offering up our time to help bring this to you. So we're looking forward to just having to be a good time. We have other opportunities besides this. Like I said, this is our main premier. We have our premier sponsors with the finale and the championship sponsor options. We got the title sponsor options, and we have a few others below that: 800, 400, 200. Any amount helps us out to bring this to the fans. The fans matter the most. The racers, they matter. You guys, we wouldn't have this series without you guys. The track, we always want to help do everything we can to support our local track. Me personally, I'll touch on that real quick. Brewers is down right now. Hasn't been open in a couple of years. Bridgeton, I only got like one or two opportunities to go to Bridgeton in my lifetime. Unfortunately, Nahana is down in our area right now, and we want to support any track we can, however we can. So that's part of the reason why we're doing this series. Lance Abbott, good to see you on here, man. Like I said, you are one of these guys that will be in the round 2 draft for next week. So I wanted to mention that. But yeah, if you are a potential sponsor, you know, anyone that has a company that wants to get their business out there, I've been doing that for a while myself personally. Dan and I have been doing that through Ten5 Life. So we will be just promoting them through Ten5 Madness. We also have our alternate races that we go to, no prep. We got a radio. We got a little bit of everything. So there's more of an avenue in our sponsors package. We're going to get you out there to a little bit more people than just this series. But in our package, it just talks about what we'll do for you in this series. But obviously, we'll try to get you out there to more places than just this. So this is a win-win, and mostly everything we receive will be going back to the program. And somehow, some way, me and Dan will be blessed. At the end of it, we might be able to afford to buy some Waffle House. That's our goal as of right now. But other than that, there ain't really a lot to talk about. I mean, I'll be posting the list of the actual racers that got locked in. Just the newest updates. I've been sharing it on the page, but Dylan Smith did move up from an alternate into the main 32, and he's paid his lock in. Don Foskey moved up from an alternate. Tyler Wiggins, and I want to touch on that for a second. The 252 list of stuff is a series that I helped start up a long time ago, back when they were list racing. And Tyler Wiggins was one of the first guys that come out. And I really haven't seen him run since then. So I'm excited to see him come back out and start this program with us, just like he did whenever I was asked to help the 252 when we first started it up. So it's really exciting to see a lot of the racers that's been a part of that family for many years now. They're coming to support this deal. Some of the old racers, even Michael Phillips, I see him commenting on here. He's bringing an OG 252 car from one of the first cars that ever started that series. He's going to be out there this year running his car. Spare Change is the name of that car. There's just a lot of cool cars that I can relate to. We got a lot of cool guys coming this year. And I think a lot of them are going to be fast. I think some of the cars are going to be even faster in the second half of the year from what they are the first half of the year. And I just think we're going to have a lot of fun with this. I'm really looking forward to doing this drawing next week, getting this list completed so we can move forward with the sponsors, getting to our preseason meeting, and getting to that first race. I don't know who's going to be in these races. The chip draw is going to tell who is in these races on what nights. The chip draw might give you some bears. It might give you some guys that's closer to your caliber. It may give you some hot weather. It may give you some cooler weather. The chips are going to be your friend, hopefully. So this series is basically March Madness versus in drag racing had a baby. And we're putting all these racers into a pot, letting the chips decide what night they come out against each other and see who the best man or woman is on their given night that they're asked to be there. And like I said, they may race 8 racers in the first half of the year. They may race against 7 other people. They're in their first race of the year. The second half of the year, they may not have none of those same people. That's just the way this chip draw is going to go. So they'll get 2 chances to race throughout the season. Then at the end of the year, we'll have a championship of the 8 winners, and we'll have a finale. So as of right now, that's what we got for tonight. Like I said, we got to finish this up next week. We're waiting to hear back from James Williams. If there's someone else, I'm only going to set like 1 or 2 more people. If anyone else does reach out to me, I might well leave that slot open because we got to have 8. As of right now, we have 7 confirmed. So if James ain't in, about 1 or 2 more is all we're going to take. We've got to get this deal done so by the middle of February, after next Thursday, we can start moving forward with getting everything secured, the money secured, the sponsors secured, so we can start getting these logos and everything printed up, made up, so we can start being ready around April the 3rd for our first race. So that's where we're at. Me and Dan are putting into work. We look forward to working with all of you and putting on a good quality series. I hear you, Rich. I see that now. I'll have to go back and read some of these comments. But that's where we stand. We're trying to get this thing together. We're trying to get this list locked in so we can make it fair in the choosing of the 8 cars that run on what given night. Have our alternates there as a standby, and they may be the lucky dog that gets into the race that night. And they are the X factor, pretty much. But they'll be able to be part of it all year long. And that's part of the vision I had in mind for this all year long. Is whether you race in January in April and October, you get to be part of this series all year long. If you come out there on your off night and test on a night that you're not even racing, you might get a grudge race. You might come up to me and say, hey, let's get 4 cars together and we'll do a little something for some pocket change. I don't know if we can make that happen, but we'll see. So that's where we're at right now. I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but On-Site Landscaping Supply, we appreciate them coming on board. If you got any questions about being a title sponsor for one of our Thursday night events, ask Rich about it. He knows a little bit about how it works. You can get up with me, get up with Dan. We can get you the sponsors package. And hopefully soon we'll be announcing that finale sponsor. Like I said, the championship sponsor is open. Any amount isn't too little. We could use help in every way possible to make this series happen. And we're really looking forward to it. Next Thursday night, like I said, I'll confirm the time. I'll post it here on the page. Planning on doing this round 2 draft of these racers. I'll post this list of racers on our page so you can see that too. And I believe it's going to be a fun time. I'm ready to get this filled up and let's get back to racing. The weather has been crappy. I just like to make it to a test and tune here in the next week or so. So I hope y'all are doing well. I hope none of your family's sick. And I'm really excited about this. Yeah, Michael, I'll touch with y'all for just a second. I hope some of y'all are getting your cars together. I hope they're coming along good. I'm seeing some pictures from some of you. I know some of you are working on engines and hoping you can get this stuff together for April the 3rd. Who knows, the chip? I mean, some of you guys, the way the chip's going to go, you may not even be racing until like June. It's just a matter of the way these chips fall. So if you draw out a chip bag number 1, with the chips 1, 2, 3, and 4 in it. I mean, we got 2 races in April. We got 1 in May and 1 in June. So you may have plenty of time, or you may be pressed to get on in there for April the 3rd or April the 17th. But me and Dan aren't deciding that. It's going to be the chips. So bring your rabbit's foot in your pocket or whatever you need to do. So hopefully you'll pull the right chip that's going to work best for your program. And the closest you will be racing to each other, to your other race, is if you pulled a June and a July. That would be the worst case scenario. Hopefully none of y'all do that, but if you pull a 4 and you pull a 5, that's gonna put you racing June and July. But like I said, you can come out on the other nights. Your $200 goes towards your purse. When you come out there on race nights, it's $25 test and tuning fee. If you get knocked out of first round, that's so you could come back and hopefully line up right behind our 2nd round and 3rd round guys and just do some test and tuning throughout the rest of the night. This is about fun and fellowship with a little bit of pocket money to go home with on Thursday nights if you take the win. And obviously if you take the win, we're planning on having you come out for the end of the year in a championship race. And if you were one of the winners, you don't pay the test and tune that night, and you don't pay no entry fee for a decent purse. Free entry for that championship night if you won one of the races. So that's our plans. I'll bring more details about it here soon. And Rich is talking about giving away a nitrous bottle. I don't know. Rich, we'll have to get together on that, man. So that's all for tonight. I ain't going to keep you any longer. I'll try to post this up to our YouTube as well for anyone who may have missed it. And looking forward to catching up with you guys. We'll see you next Thursday. Dan, you got to be here for the drawing, man. Get up with me. All right, guys. We'll see you later. Stay tuned to the Ten5 page. And please, if you have not shared the Ten5 Madness page, share it to your personal pages, please. Share it to your Instagrams, to your TikToks, to your wherever. Share it. We appreciate you helping us get the word out. And we'll talk to you soon. Thanks, guys.